Okay, let's jump right into this explainer. For years, we've basically been sold this idea that getting our money right is just a matter of, trying harder, being stricter, just wanting it more. But today, we are completely reframing financial discipline. We're going to look at the behavioral science that literally shatters that whole just try harder myth. If you've ever felt like you just can't stick to a financial plan, pay really close attention to what we're covering today, because we are mapping out exactly how to build a money system that works without you having to lift a single finger. I want to start off by validating a frustration I know we've all felt. Why do strict budgets almost always fail? Think about it. You sit down on a Sunday, right? You draft up this beautiful, color-coded spreadsheet, and you vow to yourself, okay, this month is going to be different. You track every single coffee, every expense, and maybe you last a week, maybe a month, but eventually the whole thing just falls apart. Why does this keep happening? Is it some deep character flaw? Absolutely not. The brutal reality, and we see this directly in our sources, is that budgeting based on human willpower is highly unreliable. Relying on raw motivation is essentially a scam because human willpower just does not last. It's not this infinite well you can tap into whenever you feel like it. You get tired, you get hungry, you just forget. When we build financial plans that demand perfect discipline every single day, we're literally building systems that are designed to fail. And this perfectly illustrates the stark contrast between us and machines. Human willpower tires out, it's incredibly emotional, and it's completely finite. Automated systems, on the other hand, they are tireless, they're totally logical, and most importantly, permanent. They do not care if your boss yelled at you or if you had a terrible commute. They just run in the background forever. Section 1. The willpower trap, relying on fleeting motivation. Psychologists actually have a name for this trap. It's called financial choice fatigue. Basically, it's what happens when daily energy drains, stress, and just life's general distractions severely damage your ability to make logical money decisions over time. Every single time you consciously decide not to buy something, you spend cognitive energy. By 5 p.m., when you're totally drained from making 100 decisions at work, your brain doesn't want to do math anymore. It wants comfort. It wants that $6 latte. And that is exactly when your logical money plan goes right out the window. Moving on to Section 2. When rigid budgets break, the breaking point of discipline. Look, rigid rules just demand way too many daily decisions. And unplanned expenses, they don't ask for your permission, they just show up. A blown tire, a random medical bill, or hey, even just an incredibly stressful Tuesday at the office. These unexpected life events are system breakers. When your setup relies on you being absolutely perfect, these things cause an immediate failure. They almost always trigger emotional retail spending, really just to find a little bit of comfort in the chaos. So what does this all mean? What happens to our wealth when that highly unreliable willpower finally snaps and the budget fails? Well, the happiness from that emotional purchase fades in like 5 minutes, and then the massive guilt sets in. But the worst part? You abandon the system altogether. You tell yourself, while I already blew the budget this week, I might as well just start fresh next month. It's this toxic start and stop cycle that quietly ruins your wealth over the long term. Which brings us to Section 3, automate your money system, building the silent machine. Here is the ultimate cheat code to fix this entire cycle. We're shifting away from human effort entirely and building a silent, automated machine. Let's walk through the exact blueprint. Your paycheck hits your account, and step 1 happens instantly. Automatic savings transfers. Boom, your emergency fund grows. Step 2, automatic investment contributions fire off to your brokerage. Step 3, your fixed bills get paid automatically. All of this happens in the background, exactly the same way, every single month, whether you feel motivated or not. 0. I love this number. 0 is the exact number of daily decisions required once this setup is built. You don't have to wake up and consciously decide to be financially responsible today. Your system is already doing it for you. You are completely insulated from choice fatigue because, well, there are no choices left to make. The heavy lifting is totally automated. The key here is to reverse your financial flow. You prioritize paying yourself first by automating your investments, and then you just live on the remaining cash. Most average earners do this completely backwards. They pay their bills first, they spend on their lifestyle, and then they cross their fingers and really hope there's a little something left over to save. Spoiler alert, there never is. By reversing the flow, you guarantee your wealth grows. You force your lifestyle to adapt to what's left over instead of sacrificing your future just to fund today. And that leads perfectly into Section 4, the lazy path to wealth, achieving guilt-free spending. This is the absolute best part of the whole explainer. Because your automated system has already protected your future self quietly in the background, your leftover money is spendable. You get to enjoy totally guilt-free spending. You don't have to stress over whether you can afford that nice dinner out or those new shoes. If the cash is sitting right there in your checking account after your system has run, it's yours. Enjoy it. You have already won the month. Now, even with your fun money, it does help to have a tiny safety net. So if you feel an emotional impulse to buy something non-essential, implement a 48-hour waiting rule. It just lets the emotional high fade. Just wait exactly 2 days. By the time 48 hours are up, your logical brain is back online, and usually you realize you didn't actually need that gadget anyway. It's a microsystem that can literally save you thousands over time without ever feeling restrictive. To pull this all together, this table essentially splits the world into two types of earners. You've got the average earner. They pay bills, spend on whatever's in front of them, and hope to save the leftovers, which results in exactly zero savings. Then you have the wealthy earner. They completely flip the script. Step 1, pay investments. Step 2, automate bills. Step 3, joyfully spend the remainder. That wealthy sequence right there, it completely guarantees progress. As our source material points out so perfectly, true wealth is built by abandoning the scam of motivation. The wealthy do not test willpower. They don't try to be these superheroes of self-control. They acknowledge that human nature is flawed, and they design automated decision systems to act as a fortress around their money so their human nature literally can't mess it up. So, I'm going to leave you with this final provocative thought to consider about your own setup starting right now. Are you going to wake up tomorrow and rely on fleeting motivation, crossing your fingers that you'll magically be more disciplined? Or are you going to take just 1 hour today, build your permanent automated system, and protect your future self for good? The choice is entirely yours.